So, but the point, back to the point, what does it mean? It is finished.
Yeah.
Okay, means he has offered his perfect life.
Right.
As a man.
For his chosen, for the elect.
For the elect, exactly.
Right.
In other words, the accomplishment of the purchasing of the elect is complete. Now you could say, well, he hadn't technically died yet and been buried and ascended and, entered into the temple above. But so even there, you have to grant that.
Right.
What he's talking about is so when the person says his earthly ministry, if you meant that, then I would say, okay, it's his earthly ministry. But
even then, his earthly ministry, like the ministry itself, yeah, okay. Because and maybe this is what Truth Hurts was actually getting to in the chat room. When he comes back, he will come back still as a man, right? He's always
he's a man, right? I mean,
exactly.
He still has wounds.
Yeah, and will forever. But the point is that when he comes back, he's not coming back to bring people, bring the lost sheep of Israel to himself. He's coming with a sword. Right? In other words, it seems to me, and I could be wrong on this because once again, my understanding of eschatological things might be, might need some tweaking. But in my understanding, Israel has come, at least the majority.
Just ask me, brother. I know the eschatology perfectly.
Israel has already come to come to faith, right? They call out to Yeshua and say, "Lord, Lord," this is when he shows up. He shows up with a two-edged sword. In other words, they've turned to Christ now, and this is when he shows up and says, "All right, are you messing with my kid?" It's like the time when Ben, my 8-year-old now, was like 2 years old, and we were there was a slide, and the other kid like behind him pushed him off the slide. It's like, I know you're 4 years old.
You did not just do that.
But I am about to wreck you, son. You know what I mean? Like, where's your parent? Anyway, the point is that when Yeshua comes back, he comes back with a sword. And this is still part of his work on earth, right? To overthrow Israel's enemies. This is...
Well, here's another, back to the idea of the tetelestai and the Sabbath. Is the idea that he didn't instruct his disciples this way? Because the very first thing after he dies, they bury him, and then it says the women went and rested on the Sabbath according to the commandment.
Right.
Did he not? Was he going to spring it on them later? Well, it's like with Peter it's like in Acts 10. He's like, I've never eaten anything unclean. It's like, well, Peter, I was with you for how many years?
Right.
Don't you know?
Right.
Is he going to spring? The verses that it seems to me, the verses that a lot of Christianity thinks are in the Bible
are not.
They all got together and had a pork roast celebrating that they could eat pork now, and they all saw that there was that the old Sabbath days of Israel will never to be, and from here on out we're going to just pick a different day or whatever. It's just not there.
Yeah. And once again, Evelyn for the win. But we see the Sabbath observance in the millennium. If it's abolished, why the prophecy?
Right, and we don't know. And here's the one people will say, "Oh, Revelation 1 says I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day," and they're going to say, "Oh, that was Sunday." That cannot be established. The idea of the Kuriakon or whatever it's called, that's later church fathers used that word for Sunday.
Well, even then, even if he does mean Sunday, so what? It doesn't say, and the Sabbath was changed to that day, therefore I was worshiping on. I mean, once again, verses that James White wishes was in the Bible, but are not. This is the verse that James White always goes to say that the Sabbath has been changed. What is not present in that text is and therefore God changed the Sabbath to Sunday.
Right, and that's just if you grant that it means Sunday, and I'm not even. I don't think it.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button and check out more videos from Messiah Matters.